beautiful people, I'm AlexandraTG, and it's been even longer since I shared an opinionated list. So why not? Let's get started! Today's top numbers list will be covering anime shows, not movies, otherwise it would just be an entire top 10 list of like Studio Ghibli movies. So shows, anime shows. I have been watching a shit ton of anime lately. So, if you please, I would like to tell you my favorite animes. As always, this is to serve as a recommendation list, and I hope you check out some of the shows, if you haven't seen them already. And I chose these based on would I watch again, knowing the ending? Would I watch multiple times? Would I show my family and friends? And all of Tumblr. So we start this list with a number 7. Do Ra Ra Ra. Ra 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 Ra. A really interesting, almost convoluted show about a Dullahan named Celty. And about 3 high schoolers who all have their own little secrets. It was really interesting. It was recommended to me by one of my old high school friends that I don't even really talk to anymore, so I'm kind of surprised I took the recommendation in the first place. But it was on Netflix, so why not? I was really fascinated with the characters, especially the character of Shizuo. He became my quick favorite. He was so funny. And the fact that they introduced this whole grandiose bunch of characters, and they named them in the intro, one at a time, and you're just sitting there thinking, how do all of these characters tie into each other? Well, the show lets you know how in 24 episodes. So it was really interesting getting to know all of the characters individually. It's almost as if they all had their own episode, even though they all kind of just meshed together and this one influenced that one and so on and so forth. It was really interesting. It was so interesting that I somehow convinced my mother and Vladimir to watch it with me. They still haven't finished yet. They have like 3 more episodes to go, so. Number 6, Erased. I have talked about Erased before. It was so good that I kept nagging my mom to watch it. My mom loves those kinds of shows that Erased is, which is like mystery. It was a mystery show, and I am a huge fan of mystery as well. And I was stoked with Erased, trying to figure it out. Even though I figured it out like 3 episodes in, it doesn't matter, it was still great. The characters were not as fantastic as other anime shows I have seen, but the story made up for it. The story was what hooked me line and sinker to watch Erased, I think about 3 times now. Even though the mystery is solved and like it's really obvious now that I definitely know it, I still watch it over and over again. Number 5, Yuri on Ice. This was coming. Yuri on Ice became very popular very quickly. I think I know why, but personally, the reason I like it is the characters, the story, and male figure dancing. The animation behind it is beautiful. I have said before in a past video where I talked about top 10 favorite TV shows, Yuri on Ice was a little higher on the list than this one. I talked about how much I enjoy male figure skating. It's like the one Olympic event I watched during the Winter Olympics. And they made a friggin' anime about it. Not just an anime, a beautiful anime. Not just a beautiful anime, a beautiful gay anime. I was so happy. And of course the characters, I just captured my heart. Number 4, Terror in Resonance. This one was not recommended to me by anybody. I happened to see it on Netflix, passing by. I just saw like the little cover that it gives and I was like, this is an anime and it looks post-apocalyptic. What is this about? Turns out not post-apocalyptic. Turns out also only 11 episodes. And I felt feels. in 11 episodes. How did they do it? It was pretty amazing how they kind of just meshed all of that together. There are a little bit of plot holes, but I don't mind personally because they managed to still work the story out really well. And it's another one I recommend, especially to Vladimir, who was like, meh. I also recommended it to pretty much all of my friends. So hopefully some of them watched, but they know to ignore me when I go on anime spiels these days, so they probably did not. Number 3, Death Note. Death Note. Death Note is a special kind of interesting. I love it. And there's a Netflix live action show coming out. Or is it a movie? I don't care because they've already ruined it. What was his name? Light Johnson? Death Note is the particular kind of dark, mystery, action-y stuff that I love to watch. And the whole feud between Light and L made me so happy. I was so excited with every episode. I wanted to know who was going to win because honestly, I couldn't tell. And I didn't know who to root for either. It's like you're supposed to root for L because he's trying to save humanity, but at the same time, Light is just too awesome. So, really great. Another convoluted story, but this time they actually make it work without plot holes. It's great, and I really appreciate a couple of the characters because of how they're written, I suppose. But I definitely love the story. Number 2, Black Butler! Kuroshitsujo. I think that's how it's pronounced. Oh gosh, I probably butchered the absolute hell out of that. I adore Black Butler. It is the characters, it is the story, it is the dark action, mystery, adventure that I love. And the fact that it has more than one mystery to it. It's really fascinating to me because Death Note is like one big long mystery of how is this all going to get resolved, as opposed to Black Butler where it's like, okay, they kidnapped CL, how is that going to get resolved? Oh, it got resolved. Okay, now we're moving on to Jack the Ripper. How is that going to, oh, that got resolved too. And now we're going to move on to, well, okay, the cult is resolved as well. So I really appreciated all of these little mysteries coming together to try to solve this one gigantic mystery. And I obviously own a little bit of merch. I would be wearing the number 1 show, but there's not a lot of merch of it. But until we get to that, I have some honorable mentions. I don't know what I was trying to say there in the middle of that sentence. Honorable mentions. Tokyo Ghoul, Gunslinger Girl. I do recommend this one, but it's not a favorite. Attack on Titan. Literally everybody knows this anime, so I recommend it, but it's not a favorite. And I still haven't seen season 2 yet. Mushishi. My brother actually recommended this to me, and it was so fascinating. Not a favorite, but I do recommend it. Mob Psycho 100. And now we march into the number 1 spot of anime, Ouran High School Host Club. Yes, Ouran High School Host Club is my favorite anime of all time. If you watched the last video where I talked about TV shows, it was my number 2 spot of TV shows altogether. I love this anime. I cannot tell you how much I love this anime. I cannot express it! Also, there's just not a lot of merch because it's kind of dead. It's over, it's done with, there's no new manga, there's no new anime, there's no season 2 coming out. And I think they did a live action movie already. I haven't seen it though. I'm kind of scared. Now there are multiple reasons why I love this anime so much. First of all, it was kind of the gateway into me actually watching anime beyond Pokemon, because when I was a child, I watched Pokemon, but I just thought it was like a kid's cartoon. I never knew that there was like this whole world of anime available for me to be a part of until my undergrad. I think it was like my second year in my undergrad when one of my roommates was watching an episode of Ouran High School Host Club. And I was really confused because she was like, yeah, this girl is dressed as a boy. And I'm like, what sort of plot Shakespearean nonsense is this? Amazing plot Shakespearean nonsense it was. So she recommended it to me. I watched it, I think in full 2 sittings. It was my gateway drug into anime. So that's one of the reasons it's so special to me, but it's also the characters that I love. It is also the story that I love. It's really adorable, even though I really don't like romantic comedies. As clearly I have stated so many times, I enjoy the dark, the mystery, the action, the adventure, and then all of a sudden, the cute romantic comedy takes top spot. It's the way it is, guys. There are many reasons why Ouran is very special to me, besides being the gateway drug into this nonsensical world of anime. It's just something I absolutely adore, and if you love funny but heartfelt characters, if you like romantic comedies at all, if you enjoy maybe some troubled family ties, this show has that. Maybe that's another reason I really connected with it, because the main character of Haruhi comes from a single parent household, as do I. All of them have family trauma, so that's something else to look forward to. Also, it is the one anime where I have read the entire manga series in full. Not only have I read the entire series in full, I own the entire manga series in full. This was actually a gift from my roommate. The entire manga series was a gift, and I owe her like a huge debt of gratitude, and also a why did you do this to me, you ruined my life. Which ones did I grab? I grabbed 5, 6, and 7, and 8. I just grabbed the first 4 that were able to be grabbed. So now that I've rambled about anime like I usually do with my real life friends and family, I'm gonna stop. As usual, nothing is set in stone. Hi, are you gonna leave now? You came in just to leave. I never understand cats. As usual, nothing is set in stone, as proven by the fact that Black Butler has taken the number 2 spot above Yuri on Ice, whereas in the TV show episode, Black Butler was way lower on the list while Yuri on Ice was up in the list. Also, I've got this large list of anime shows that were recommended to me that I still need to watch. So it'll probably change in the future if I find another anime worth taking one of these spots, or if I could just like add on to the list and make it a top 10 for once. Hope you found something interesting to watch, and hopefully I don't have to spiel about anime as I usually do anymore. Probably not. And that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Thank you, you beautiful people, for watching, and stay weird. Bye! I have this ring in my costume jewelry. Just reminded me so much of Ciel. It went well with the whole video. And now I'm going to pull a Lizzie and smash it on the ground!